Welcome back to the channel. Spring has finally sprung here in upstate New York, and that means I can finally put my snowblower away for the summer. Today we're going to change oil on this machine, and some things I'd like to show you is how to properly prep your machine for an oil change, how to drain the oil, and then how to refill it with the correct amount. Also, stick around to the end because I'm going to show you a tip that I guarantee you many of you are forgetting about when it comes to maintaining your machines. The first thing you're going to want to do is start your machine and let it run for 5 to 10 minutes. The reason you want to do this is to get that oil that's in there nice and hot so it'll flow nice and easy when you open up the drain plug. Make sure you do this in a well-ventilated area. Okay, so we've got our machine warmed up now. We're back inside. First thing we're going to do is get a drain pan, and a little tip for you. Take your drain pan, put a couple paper towels in the bottom. That's going to keep the drain pan splatters to a minimum as that drains. So next thing we're going to do is loosen our drain plug. It's right here. It's a 5/8 on this one. And all we're going to do is just turn this counterclockwise and remove it. Be ready with your drain pan because the flow of oil is going to start pretty quick. All right, so now our oil is flowing, and one thing I like to do is put two 2x4s underneath the front of the machine to help that angle the motor and to get it to drain completely. And you can see we've got oil flow and it's going right into the pan right there. Having that paper towel there made sure there was no splatters, no mess all over the floor. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. Our oil is drained. We're just down to a few drips here, so I'm going to go ahead and put our drain cap back on and snug it up. Check your manual. If your machine has a torque spec, I recommend using it. Mine does not, so I just go until it's tight. Okay, I believe we're good. I'm going to take my boards out from underneath the machine and move my oil pan. Next, you want to prep your machine by removing the oil fill and dipstick from the machine, setting it off to the side on a clean surface. Next, fill your machine with the correct weight and amount of oil. You'll want to consult the owner's manual of your machine to make sure you have the correct weight, viscosity oil, and the correct amount. I find it easier to just use a handy funnel like this and measure out the correct amount that's needed versus adding some and then checking it on the dipstick. Once all the oil is in the machine, you place your dipstick and cover on the machine. You will then want to check to make sure that your drain plug is tight and secure and that you have no leaks. In a well-ventilated area, you will want to restart your machine and let it run for 2 to 3 minutes. Shut your machine off and let it set for 2 to 3 minutes. After your machine's had a moment to sit and all the oil has made its way down to the bottom of the crankcase, remove your dipstick, clean the oil off of the dipstick, reinsert your dipstick fully, and then pull out the dipstick and check your oil level. Your oil level should fall between the low mark and the high mark on your dipstick. Consult your owner's manual for the proper level. Okay, here's that tip I promised you at the end. A common thing many people overlook on their machines is this front auger drive gearbox. You want to make sure you're checking the oil level in that at the beginning and end of each season. Some of them take a light gear oil, others take grease. My machine takes grease, so at the end of each season, I remove that plug and I put about 10 pumps. But check your owner's manual for what your machine takes and make sure that you're maintaining that correctly. So there you go. For just a few bucks in a few minutes, you can make sure your machine is ready to go for next season. Thanks for stopping into the garage today, and stop by soon to see what we're going to be working on next.